Greetings, gamers, and welcome to part number 5 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War, and I think it's about time I begin.
Sire, we've completed our search of the castle. Lady Ideen is nowhere to be found.
Blast. Where could she be?
She was most likely taken deeper into Verdane before we arrived. I hope she's all right.
Gah. I won't let them get away with this. They can run, but until they surrender ID, they won't escape me. A little entourage, if you will, from the Empire seems to be knocking on my door at Evan's castle. Let's see what happens here.
Sire, an envoy from His Majesty is seeking an audience with you.
Lord Sigurd, your performance in this battle is outstanding. His Majesty is highly pleased, and has thus proclaimed your ordination as a paladin of the realm.
I hardly deserve such an honor, sir. I pledge my undying fealty to His Majesty.
From here, it is imperative that you hold Evans. We can ill afford to lose such a valuable defensive point to the enemy. You and your men shall be handsomely paid for your service, provided, of course, that our territory survives unscathed. Best of luck, Lord Sigurd. Granville expects every man to do his duty.
Save. Awesome. Of course, I'm going to save here. Sigurd's capture of Evan's castle comes too late. Ideen is not there, instead already well within Verdane's borders. Verdane's territory is blanketed in a thick sweep of forest. The nation is widely dubbed a barbarian kingdom by Granvale's people, owing to their constant raids on Granvalian soil. However, the reign of King Batur has seen an end to Verdane's infamous border raids. A pacifist, King Batur has long worked to build a lasting peace with Granvale, while also keeping his aggressive sons appeased. Ultimately, however, it was Batur himself who violated the peace he held so dear. Batur's 3 sons have unexpectedly launched an assault on Granvale. Kimbath, the second son, Lord of Genoa, Gandalf, the eldest, Lord of Marfa, and Jamka, the youngest of the 3. Lurking deep within Verdane territory, the 3 now await the arrival of Sigurd. Ideen's fate, Batur's sudden belligerence. Sprawling before Sigurd lie the great forest of Verdane, and within them the answers he seeks. He prepares to take his first steps into the spirit forest of folklore. Chapter 1, The Spirit Forest's Maiden. Nordion Castle. You're doing a fine job, soldier. I have leave the border's defenses to you.
Yes, my lord.
Riding to Evans, you are. Who could this be? Sigurd, it's been a long time. Pray tell, why do I find you suddenly occupying Evans? You couldn't possibly be declaring war on Verdane, could you? Eldigan, am I glad to see you? Listen, the Verdanites have abducted Lady Ideen of Jungby. They've made it amply clear that they don't plan on releasing her. Taking her back by force is our only option. Ah, I see. That makes sense. Well, whatever you do, you cannot afford to leave Evans unattended. My fellow Augustrian lords have been of a rancorous sort of late. Ah, I know. I'll ensure they don't threaten you from behind. You, me, a fine bottle of wine, just like old times, and I skipped a whole line, good grief. Let's go back. I'm sorry to involve you in this as well. Say, Eldigan, once I'm done here, what do you say to a catch-up? You, me, a fine bottle of wine, just like old times. I'm looking forward to it. I trust I'll see you later then. May luck be with you this day, Sigurd. Goodbye, Eldigan. I'm guessing we'll see you later. Genoa Castle.
Listen up, Ira. You know the deal. While I'm not out, you guard the palace, right up to your very last breath. Remember, first sign of funny business and it's the brat's head.
Ira, I'll be all right. Don't give in to these thugs. Don't let them boss you around. Shannon. Look, Kimbath, you have my word. So long as you leave Shannon alone, you'll have no trouble. But I do wonder if, once this battle is over, you actually plan to return him to me.
You got nothing to worry about. If we get Evans back, you get him back.
I understand. But be warned, Kimbath. If you break your promise, you'll deeply regret it. Cross me, and I will pursue you to the very depths of the inferno itself. Till I take your head, remember this well.
Whoa, settle down there. I don't believe it. Such a cute face, but you only use it to spew bile like that. I'm not about to make an enemy out of someone who with a sword arm as fine as yours, I can promise you that.
Shannon, you sit tight. Be patient for just a little while longer. Ira, no! Don't do it! Don't go! Ira!
Right, boys. We're moving on. We're taking back Evans. And a boatload, or a castle load, of enemies come out of Genoa.
Sigurd's phase. Alright, so there's a lot to speak of in this particular episode because not only do I have to go over 2 new units, both Finn and Midir, I also have to talk about the castle mechanics. I think what I'm going to do first is talk about Finn and Midir, and then I'll move on to the castle mechanics because I think the castle mechanics are more important, and I think they're going to take up a little bit more of my time. So first and foremost, you have Finn here. Finn is a Lance Knight. He is a joining unit who's actually fairly fantastic, though he faces weapon triangle disadvantage for the first few chapters because everybody's using axes. It doesn't particularly matter though because it's actually good for him. He can use it to his advantage with stuff like his own personal skill. Now he comes with 33 HP, 70% HP growth, 9 strength, 30% strength growth, 0 magic, 5% strength magic growth, 9 luck, 40% luck growth, 11 speed, 30% speed growth, 9 luck, 50% luck growth. I think I said 9 skill, or 9 luck earlier when I was trying to say skill. 7 defense, 30% defense growth, and 0 resistance and 5% resistance growth. I gave him the speed ring because it helps his survivability out quite a bit, especially with his need to double, and not only double, but avoid. Now, he's not really going to avoid much, but it does help when he does proc Miracle. He has 8 movement, no one to talk to, 6,500 funds, 1 arena level, condition healthy, B rank in lances. That's the most important rank in this game at this time. However, you do actually want to promote Finn before Gen 2. Before technically Finn leaves. Finn leaves long before Gen 2 begins. In fact, long before Gen 1 ends. Keep that in mind. I'll definitely be bringing that up when he is going to. My hope is to have him promoted by then. And the reason being, this is very important, is because then he'll have A rank in lances. Most units that only have a single weapon type, when promoting, if those units only have a single weapon type, still usually go to about A rank. It's very important to have that too because then I can give him the Silver Lance from this generation because I'll be taking away his beloved lance. I won't tell you exactly what it is. You'll have to wait and see. And giving it to somebody else before he does flee. So he comes with Pursuit, allows the user to double attack if attack speed exceeds foes. So this is actually very good. It's another reason why I gave him the speed ring, because then he has effectively right now 16 speed, obviously minus his Iron Lance's weight, which is 12. He's going to have 4 speed. It means he's going to be able to double most enemies. I'm going to be giving him a Javelin, and that Javelin is going to be weighing him down by, I believe, 18. So the speed wing does help him in the sense that it allows him to still double even with that weighing him down by that much. He has Miracle, may reduce or may endure lethal hits in a pinch. I wish that the skill descriptions in this game were actually accurate to what they actually do. It bothers me that Fire Emblem hasn't done this many years ago, It bothers me even more that these translation patches didn't decide to do it, so I don't have to just go to some resource to tell you exactly what they do. Now, I know what this does, but it's still annoying that you have to have a resource to be able to tell you what Miracle does. So, for what it basically is, the formula is that he gets a number of avoid based on his HP. And it's 11 minus his current HP, and then times 10. So if he has, let's say he has 6 health left, he is going to be getting, that's 11 minus 6, that's 5. Times that by 10, he's getting 50 extra avoid. So when he was taken down to 2 HP in the previous chapter, he was getting 90 extra avoid. That's why I was saying, unless a unit had somewhere between 91 and 100 hit, I basically said 100 hit last particular chapter, it was not possible for him to get hit. It just was not possible at all. This is awesome because it lasts the entire enemy phase. So once he's taken down to that low amount of HP, bam. He is unhittable, invincible, just cannot be defeated. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. It doesn't matter what you're using, doesn't matter what weapon you have, doesn't matter if you're a holy weapon user, doesn't matter who you are. If Finn is taken down to 1 HP, particularly 1 HP, he's getting 100 extra avoid. That is on the page, the stat screen. It's just a pure minus 100 from the enemy's hit. So that means the enemy will always have 0 hit. There's not a possibility of him being hit if he's taken down to 1 HP. This means that Finn can become an insanely good unit on enemy phase if you know what you're doing. He also can become insanely good in the arena if you know what you're doing. The other unit I do want to talk about, well, first and foremost, I do want to say here that Finn doesn't have any Holy Blood. In fact, I believe at this current time the only units that have Holy Blood are Ethlin, Quan, Sigurd, and Lex and Azel. And I've already gone over them. Finn doesn't have any Holy Blood. Midir doesn't either. Midir is a bow knight, so he's only ever going to be able to use bows, but that's not necessarily that bad because he is mounted. Therefore, he has the wonderful ability to canto. And as you saw before in my previous chapter, when I was playing with Quan particularly, I was attacking a lot with the javelin, and then I was re-equipping the steel lance, or I was attacking with the steel lance and re-equipping the javelin. You can do that because this game doesn't have canto, it doesn't have super canto, it has what I like to dub ultra or ultimate canto, and it's the only game in the series that has it, right? The only game in which you can attack or perform an action and then move and equip a different weapon. So Thracia and Path of Radiance, those games have super canto. They can attack and move. They can do anything and move. They can trade and move. They can pick up and move. They can all these other things and move. But then you have games that just have like canto, like FE6 and FE8 or an FE7, where a mounted unit can use something like a vulnerary and then move, or rescue and move, but can't attack and move. This game just takes it to 11. So a mounted bow unit's actually pretty good. Bows aren't that great in this game, however, until you get a certain 2 specific bows in this game. I'm not getting them until basically the end of this chapter, beginning of next chapter, or later on. They have a pretty fair amount of weight, not that good a hit, and their might usually is not great. It's really more or less ranged hit damage that's good, not really the bows. So, good old Midir. He has 32 base HP, 60% HP growth, 9 base strength, 30% strength growth, 0 magic, 5% magic growth, 7 skill, 30% skill growth, 9 speed, 40% speed growth, 3 luck, 10% luck growth, 7 defense, 30% defense growth, and 0 resistance and 5% resistance growth. Midir is actually one of my favorite units in this game, especially for pairing's sake, and it's because of his skills and his uses, especially in Gen 1. I actually really enjoy him. I'm not going to say he's objectively good. Of the mounted units, I actually think he's one of the worst, and that's just because he's a bow user. But he can be good. He comes with 8 movement, 3,000 funds, 1 arena level, healthy, B rank in bows, which is the most important metric in bows. You don't need anything higher, period. Comes with Pursuit, allows the user to double attack if attack speed exceeds foes, and a cost if agile user may continue a round of battle. A cost is amazing on an archer. There is never a time where I'm going to tell you that a cost is a detriment in this game, because it's just not. It's not like Thracia where it can proc on enemies phase, but it's way better on an archer, because I can attack with him and not have to worry about taking a counter or taking any damage. And that allows for the fact that Midir can then proc a cost more reliably, because if he doesn't take damage, he can still be above that 25 HP threshold. And the more HP he has, the more percentage chance he has of proccing good old cost. And that's pretty awesome, especially because he has Pursuit as well. It's unfortunately he doesn't come with Adept. That would be funny, but he just doesn't. So we are in the castle. My good old crew, you and I. And you can do a lot of things here. So there are 2 things that are hidden. One of these things is give gold. The other one is staff. So nobody can be healed up, so this is not going to show up. But I could give gold between the lovers if I wanted. This does take up a turn. You don't want to do this. In the castle, you can save. At any time, you can take a bunch of different actions. You can save scum. You can do whatever you please in the castle. But once you end a turn or depart the castle and end a turn with a unit, you can no longer save. You have to wait for the save states, quote unquote, at the start of each individual turn. You do want to abuse this. I absolutely think this is useful. I like basically using the save feature to go through the arena. That might sound kind of a little bit heinous, but it's something that needs to be done. I don't know that Sigurd can go through the whole thing. So just on this one. So you have Guard Castle, change class. Obviously, nobody can change class because you have to be at level 20 and not be pre-promoted. But Guarding Castle just puts you on this space up here, which gives you plus 30% avoid, and it heals you every turn. You kind of want to guard castle, especially in the later game, because if the enemy seizes your castle, which can happen, you get a game over. You just lose. The enemy can seize your other castles that you seize. So, like, let's say I seize Genoa, and then I move out and somebody moves past and seizes Genoa. It destroys the castle. You cannot get that back. Why this is important is because for each castle you hold, you gain 1,000 gold on every unit every new chapter. So like Sigurd, he has 6,000 gold because I had 3 castles seized last chapter. So he went from his 3,000 gold to 6,000 gold. This is great. Fantastic even. It means somebody like... Oh, wait, no. Is it? Why did they only receive 1,000 gold? That's actually kind of strange. I was under the assumption... Yeah, only 1,000 gold. I was under the assumption... This must be something that doesn't affect the first chapter. But basically from this point forward, every chapter, every castle that you seize will give you 1,000 gold to each one of your units, which is pretty good. You want to keep all your castles seized. You can depart castle, which is how you leave the castle and start your phase. I'm not going to be doing that, but then you can visit town. In the town, there's a lot of things you can do. First and foremost, there's the armory. The armory allows you to buy a bunch of interesting weapons, useful and necessary, for different units. Like, for instance, I have a steel axe here. I'm definitely going to be giving good old Lex, because the thing is, in this game, the steel axe is just a downright better version of the iron axe, so I use it. You can also augury, which will tell you your romance, who you're romantically inclined to with your particular unit, as well as your records, which will give you your combat record. Oh, as of now, you've accrued 12 wins and 0 losses. This will tell you if you have any losses with your particular unit. You don't want losses if you want a ranked run. That's pretty much all there is to it. There's a supply. You can deposit and retrieve your items. I believe you are only allowed a convoy in your particular unit of 7 items. Is it 7 or 6? I think it might be 6. Just like you're only allowed to have 7 or 6 items on your particular unit. Pawnbroker is where you sell the items you do not want. Like, for instance, the Iron Lance and the Steel Sword. I'm getting rid of both of those. And then other units that you have can buy them. So, like, if I wanted to, I could buy that Steel Sword at a much reduced cost. I don't believe there's a Steel Sword in the Armory to show this cost difference, but it is much reduced cost, because the problem is that the cost in the Armory is full. The cost in the Pawnbroker is full as well, but it's dependent on the uses that you have left. So that's how that works. There is the Blacksmith, which allows you to repair your weapon, and it's basically the cost of gold per usage for the repair. And then there's Arena. Arena is awesome. I'm only going to be going through the Arena with one particular unit per chapter and showing it in gameplay, because this just gets abysmally long. So I'm going to go through the Arena with Sigurd and show you that, but everybody else I'm going to be going through the Arena off screen and fighting the gauntlet that way. So let us go see if Sigurd can beat through the whole Arena. Alright, Gazak, you have been defeated. Sigurd swung his last swing and gains a level up. So not only does the Arena give you experience points, it also gives you dough. And a hefty amount of dough. If you can complete the Arena, I believe the amount that you get is 17,500 gold. It's either 17,500 or 17,000. So 1,000 gold for the first fight. And then Clotaire, the mage, with fire. Sigurd first attacks, because he is faster than Clotaire, and then Clotaire swings back, but he misses, and Sigurd misses a 96. What an upset. Luckily for Sigurd, he defeats Clotaire. Nice fighting, mate. Here's your reward, 1,500 gold pieces. Feel like fighting another round? Yes, I do. Rank 3, Wiseman, a Lance Knight. Wiseman. His name is actually spelled exactly the same as Wiseman from the first chapter of Thracia, though he is obviously not the same character or unit. He might be related to him, because Wiseman could be a last name. In fact, I would hazard to guess, this is my own little bit of a side story note, I would say that they're related. Of course I feel like fighting another round. Rank 4, Tiburon, Myrmidon. Sometimes I lose this with Sigurd. Doesn't look like this will be one of those times. And almost about to have another level up, 2,500 pieces of gold. Very fantastic. Rank number 5, Bacchus with the armored. He's an armored axe with a steel axe. Only a 15 hit. I don't think we're gonna see much of a fight here. Sigurd is just taking out the competition without a single breath wasted. And another level up on Sigurd. He is now level 9, HP and Strength. Not a great level up, though Sigurd doesn't really need much. 3,000 gold, and rank 6. Emil the Wind Mage. This is probably the hardest fight in this arena. And the reason why is because he has a speed ring, and he is faster than the overwhelming majority of your units. So as long as Sigurd here hits his second hit, and he did, it is an actual victory for him. That's fantastic. Thank you, Sigurd. I didn't want to have to restart. And rank 7, Duelist, the General with Steel Blade. Now, generals in this game do have Pavis, or Pavis, I should say, and it is level percentage. The reason why that's important is because level percentage is better in this game than it is in any other game, because you have a max level of 30, and that means you can have a max percentage of 30% with Pavis. And that's a level 10 Sigurd, plus 2 HP, plus 1 defense. He didn't really get good level ups from this. But he got a whopping total of 24,600 gold. I'm going to be repairing the silver sword. And that's pretty much the arena. There's seven fights to the arena. And then, well, bam, you get a bunch of experience points and gold. Now, aside from all that, I'm going to be doing all of my preparations, including the arena fights, off screen. I will be right back. And now it is time to depart castle and get moving. Technically, I think I have 2 turns to do this. Yes, I actually have 2 turns to set up, so I can actually let another one of my units get hurt. So let's go ahead and hurt somebody else with the arena. Madir would be a great candidate for that. I'm going to go ahead and just let him get hit once. And then backing out. You cannot die in this arena, which is actually kind of insanely cool. It'll just leave you at 1 HP and you can just keep reattempting it if you wanted. The reason why I'm leaving both Finn and Madir at low health is because, well, they just need to be. Let's move Finn. I don't think... Actually, yes, I believe I can heal you and then move her to the side. Actually, this will be the last time you see the regular healing animation, because I'm going to remember this time around to turn off the animations. So forgive me for doing this, but I have to. Otherwise, this game would just take forever and a day to play. And that's pretty much the truth of it. I'm going to talk.
Finn, this will likely be a very long battle, and I apologize for bringing you into it. I am but your humble servant, my lord. I would go anywhere, should my master will it.
Thank you, Finn.
Even so, I am but a page. It honors me to have your confidence, but I doubt I'll be much of use to you. Is that so? In that case, what better time than now is there for a spot of hands-on training? Draw, Finn. Yes, sir.
Finn gets +1 strength, +1 skill, and +1 defense. That helps him a lot. It also helps for the whole strategy that I plan on doing for the next turn, which is the whole reason why Finn absolutely needs to be leveled, as well as have his good old hands on some speed ring. Every other one of my units can go down here to help out because I'm going to need them all. It's so unfortunate that Azel is stuck to the lowest movement possible of the lowest movement rank and is not really all that great. So I'm going to have to heal up Finn again next turn. That's going to be very important. I believe he does need to be at max HP for him to survive this strategy of mine. And then I can heal up Madir the following turn if I don't need to heal up Finn or anybody else. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to heal up Finn. Madir is a good choice to allow getting hit a couple of times in the arena. Just for the sake of early game healing. Usually in the start of a chapter, you do not have the option to heal with your healers, so take some damage in the arena and heal.
Come on, Aideen. Take the brat and get out of here, and quickly. You need to get as far away as you can before Gandalf finds out.
Pardon me, Prince Jamka, but are you not joining us?
No. I won't stand for my brother's vile ways, but I just won't betray my father either. I'm going back to the capital. I'm going to try one more time to convince my father.
You're right. We must do all we can to end this war as soon as possible. Prince Jamka, I would sooner not burden you alone, but you are our only hope to persuade King Batur to end this. Aideen, come on, hurry up! We're still in serious danger here. If they catch me this time, then Gandalf will rip my tongue out for sure.
You're a thief. You got caught in the act.
Any tongue rippings you get are your own fault. Amen. If Ideen hadn't insisted on letting you go, too, you'd still be sitting in chains. Now, what did you promise to do?
I know. I promised Ideen too. I'm washing my hands of thieving from now on. Can I go now?
I'll take your word for it. Now go already. Ideen, may we meet again. And there goes Jamka off to the capital. Hopefully his little crusade is one that promotes success. What? Jamka let the brood go and went scurrying back to the capital? Gah, damn my rat of a brother. Boys, we're taking the wrench and the brat back. If they put on up a fight, kill them if you have to. And a horde of enemies come out of, I think that's Marfa Castle? I'm going to go ahead and save, but also I'm going to have to quit. This is the time of episode for me to bid you my farewells. It is a shame that not a lot of combat and interesting stuff could go on in this battle, or this episode, besides the arena battles. But that's just the reality of having a lot of front-loaded knowledge with these kinds of games. Hopefully the game speeds up a little bit, especially because animations are going to be off. This chapter should be relatively quick in comparison to the last. Due to that, hopefully, I'm not promising anything. I think this game is going to be a very long haul. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upload and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform. Leave a comment down below, and while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.